One of the things I'm really excited about here at Lifeworks is that as part of our new strategic plan, we are going to be co-creating culturally specific programs with rural and BIPOC communities. Co-creating means that we make no assumptions about what a community needs. We know that as an organization, there's so many good programs that we offer. But it would be a mistake to believe that a program that is appropriate for Minneapolis, Minnesota, is appropriate for Sleepy Eye, Minnesota. Those are two totally different communities. And what we're trying to do is to make sure that we take the time to listen to each community, figure out what they need and want, and then create something together with that community that is appropriate for them.
Listening to people and having them lead the way and understanding what specific barriers and challenges they experience is the approach that we're taking here at Lifeworks, specifically with our BIPOC communities and rural communities. So I'm gonna be hitting the road, meeting with folks and really listening to them and seeing what disability services look like to them, what barriers they've experienced, and really bringing light to their lived experience. Hi, I'm Matula. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to learn a little bit more about you and your story. If you could, share with me a little bit about yourself.
They are doing kind to honest at Harvard.
What is having a job able to bring to you?
It been happiness.
It brings you happiness? In terms of just, barriers that you've experienced, what would you say has been a barrier as someone who identifies as having a disability?
It's hard.
It's hard?
Because some people can't understand me.
Do you think being like a person of color with a disability, are there additional barriers that you think are in place?
Yeah, a little bit harder because some people, people my color, it's harder for us because we got people who can't us know. We got family who don't want us to do something.
So the immediate support there is maybe lacking, but then also in terms of accessing services, our people do have a harder time. So what do you think the experience for you has been?
Being told no.
How does that feel?
It's frustrating.
Compounding barriers are barriers that prevent people from being able to participate and access the different aspects of life that they may need to. So for example, within transportation, that is a barrier for people with disabilities, but then you add on things like racism, and that's an added barrier for people of color who have disabilities. And so that is the aspect that we're trying to address here when it comes to co-creation. Hello, Nate. If you could start by telling me a little bit about yourself.
I live in the country between Amboy and Good Thunder.
How long have you worked at Mankato State University?
6 months. I work in the dish room.
What brought you to partner with Lifeworks?
Since I graduated, I wanted to work with Lifeworks to find me a job eventually that an independent job that I like in my own community.
So Nate, when it comes to challenges that you've experienced, what would you say is maybe a barrier or a challenge that?
A barrier, I would like to see more transportation that I would like.
How does transportation and us living in a state where, we have long winters and you living in the country, how does that kind of play out and affect your, ability to come to Mankato and go to work?
I don't come to town if it's really bad and like a snowstorm or a rain. is transit is canceled.
The support that Lifeworks gives Nathaniel and our family is he gets time to be with other people and socialize and do activities. And when he's just home with us, my wife and I and him are the only ones home right now. And he needs to socialize with other people too besides his parents.
So Nate, since you've been partnering with Lifeworks, what would you say is the best thing so far about that partnership?
I made a lot of friendship. I like my coworkers. I'm around people all the time.
Do you like being around people?
Yes. Lifeworks helped me make that happen, that I have friendship.
My name is Cole. I'm a Titipo brother. I'll be translating for my sister.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you for both of you being here. So T, we're gonna start, maybe if you could tell me a little bit about some things you like to do.
Mama,
She said that the thing I like to do is singing, dancing, and doing some exercise.
In terms of challenges or barriers that exist for people with disabilities, what would you say are some barriers you've experienced?
It's hard to get out there, feel nervous going to the outside there because of the languages.
Absolutely. Language barrier is present. Would you like to learn how to read and write in English?
I wanted to, but who would that teach me?
Do you want to maybe talk a little bit about transportation and what that looks like for you?
She can drive or anything, so she depend on me. So if I'm here, I can take her. If I'm not here, then she's gonna be home.
When your brother's not here, what does your typical schedule look like?
Stay home, watch movie.
Watch movies and stay home. Would you like to be more out and into the community?
Yes. Back in refugee camp, when the life was tough, it's very hard. And we were moved to the United States, and we are so grateful. And the memory back there was so hard.
How much of a relief is it to have Lifeworks play that role and make that connection?
We are happy that we get another help from the other that life will help us. Yeah.
What does full support look like to you?
So I feel free. I feel like freedom. I got nothing like stopping me. I can go out, come back.
Being more independent.
More independent, freedom. Yeah.
So whether it be language barriers or just cultural barriers, we need to understand that there are specific demographics and communities that have been excluded from accessing disability services. And so that's one step that we can take is acknowledge that and then eliminate those barriers.
When I think about our vision statement, which includes creating more access in the community, which creates more equity in the community, I get excited because I know that the future is going to be so much brighter for people with disabilities in our state. And we need you to help us drive that change.